All right, let's talk about M12, y'all. Before we talk about M.12, a couple things. Number one, all interest here is going to be considered annual unless specifically told that it's monthly, right? So always consider it annual interest, which means your time needs to be in years, okay? The other thing is it's always going to be simple interest. We did not talk about simple versus compound interest. If you want to know the difference between those two, I can send you a video. So just email me and say, hey, I want to know the difference, and I'll send you a 4-minute video that tells the difference between those two. But simple interest uses this formula here: interest equals principal times rate times time. Remember, principal is how much money you put into the account. Rate is the percentage return you get. But we're going to express this as a decimal. And then time is going to be how long it's in the account in years. So if it's in for 1 year, right, time is 1. If it's in for 2 years, time is 2. If it's in for 6 months, that's half a year, right? So it'd be 0.5 for T. So that's going to be important here. So Pancho has $60 in his savings account. That is his principal. Okay. E for principal. And it earns 5% interest per year. So that's the rate. Oh, what happened there? All right, let's try that again. Pacho has $60, that's his principal, in a savings account that earns 5% interest per year. So R, the rate, is 0.05. That is 5%, right? The interest is not compounded. That means it's simple interest, right? That's what we've learned about. How much interest will he earn in 1 year? So T equals 1. Use the formula I equals P times R times T, where I is the interest, et cetera, et cetera. We've already talked about that. So let's plug everything in. And so we get the interest equals 60 times 0.05 times 1. Go to the calculator now, multiply all that out, and we get the interest earned is $3. So let's go back to IXL and type that in. $3, submit. There you go. Let's try another one. Kira has $30 in savings that earns 5% per year. That's the same problem, right? So it's 30 times 0.05 times 1, 30 times 0.05 times 1. Says the interest is not compounded. How much will she have? All right, here's the difference in this one. Okay, let me go back to whiteboard here. 1 second. Okay, so Kira has $30 in her savings account. That is her principal, and it earns 5% interest per year. So the rate is 0.05. The interest is not compounded. That's the way it's going to be all the time. How much will she have in 1 year? So T equals 1. So interest equals 30 times 0.05 times 1. So the interest earned is 1.5. So she earned $1.50, right? Now here's where you gotta be really careful. Read this part here. How much will she have in 1 year? Compare that to the last problem. The last problem said, how much interest will they earn? Well, she earns $1.50 interest, but that's not how much she will have. She had 30. She earns $1.50 more, and she now has $31.50. This is where you got to really slow down, be careful, read the question you are given, and then go. All right. You're going to work too many problems if you aren't carefully reading the question. You're going to be getting this right? If you type in 1.5, you're going to be getting it right, but you aren't finding what you were asked to find, so you're getting it wrong. I shouldn't say you're getting it right, but you are not making a mistake. You're just not finding what you're asked to find. So we go back to IXL and $31.50. Got it. All right. All right, this one's kind of like one from earlier. So I'm going to skip over them, see if I can't find one that's a little different here. Okay, I've been working for a while. I'm up to a score of 72, and they are all the same. You're either finding the interest or you're finding how much money in total they have. So just be very careful and understand what you are asked to find. Now, this is one that's a little different. And again, it took me getting to 70 to get to this. Perry has $60,000 in his savings account, so that's his principal. The interest rate is 15%, so the rate is 0.15. That's 15% per year and is not compounded. How much will you have in 3 months? All right, now here's the difference. This is annual interest, so we need to make this in terms of years. So 3 months is not a whole year, right? So how many months are in a year? 12, right? So 3 out of 12 months is 0.25 years. Okay, so 3 months is a quarter of a year. So as we go to find our interest, interest is equal to principal, 60,000, times the rate, which is 0.15, times the time, which is 0.25. And so now we just plug all that in the calculator and we get the amount of interest earned is $2,250. Now, let's read what we were asked to find. How much will he have in 3 months? Sometimes you're asked the interest, in which case you would plug that in as your answer, but we're asked how much he will have. Well, you started with 60,000, or Perry did. Started with 60,000. He's adding to that $2,250. So 62,250 is the total that Perry has now. So this is what we will plug in to IXL. Let's do this now. 62,250. 62,250. And terrific. All right, so last one here. After 2 years, $600 deposited in a savings account with simple interest had earned $12 in interest. What was the interest rate? So after 2 years, time is 2. The principal, $600 deposited in a savings account with simple interest, had earned $12. That is the interest earned. What is the interest rate? So we don't know the rate. Now remember, we're using interest equals principal times rate times time. So now we know the interest, it's 12. That is equal to principal, which is 600, times the rate, which we don't know, so I'll leave it as R, times time, which is 2. We can combine 600 and 2, and when we do that, we get 12 equals 1200 times R. To solve for R, we need to divide both sides by 1200. When we go to the calculator, we get 0.01 equals R, or 1% is the interest rate. So there you go. This is a little different. We're finding the rate, not the interest. So we go back to IXL and we type in 1% here. That's not the IXL I was looking at. Where is it? Anyway, it's 1%. That's going to take us to the end of the video. Thank you very much for your attention. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Email me and I can help you out.